I'm going to show you exactly how my company ConversaGen turned a cold call into a $11,000 opportunity for my clients. I'm going to take you guys through the process and the pre-process in building the system, as well as the system implemented in this use case. So as you can see, this property is currently under contract. It was listed at the date that you see on the screen now. I'd like to take you guys through exactly what our system is and what the build out was when this client came to ConversaGen for help. So the system was pretty simple. I think the client came in and one of their biggest issues was they were looking to scale. Before they could scale, of course, they have to build the proper blueprint in terms of where their leads are going to go and how they're going to obtain these leads, as well as give each lead the same undivided attention. And I think that's the biggest bottleneck that most brokerages or even wholesalers have, is they will pour a lot of money into marketing. They'll pour a lot of money into, their outbound, their inbounds, but they won't pour any attention into their intake of these leads, as well as the follow-up process and the acquisition process of it. So this client came in with the main issue of looking to scale, but having too much on their plates. They had no clear qualification system, no routing logic either. And I think what was special about this client that's important to understand is that they were a wholesaler, a brokerage, and they also had an internal investment leg. So there were 3 legs to this full system, okay? They were planning to turn on a marketing engine, which again would have cost them $3 to $5K without routing, and that's just going to lead to a poor ROI. The data point that we're going to stick to for the sake of this example is here, right? So this company had 5 Egyptian cold callers at the moment. They had good volume with no QA or no filtering. So when this client did come to ConversaGen, the main opportunity that I saw was to increase appointment quality, free the owner to focus on high value closable leads, reduce missed opportunities. And again, this is like the main point, overall operational leverage. So this here was the most essential piece of the pie. Now let's get into the schematics and exactly how the system routed leads and how the qualification essentially worked. So this is what we're focusing on mainly. Once again, we have 5 outbound callers, a lead manager that qualifies these leads, and then qualification routing was super important. So if the lead was qualified, we're focusing on yes, and it goes into a specific pipeline. Most crucial piece to this blueprint. The reason I say that is because there was 3 sides to it, right? We have the wholesale pipeline, we have the brokerage pipeline, and we have the personal investments pipeline. Now, this routing alone cleared up so much confusion and so much uncertainty when it came to lead intake for this company and for my clients, therefore leading to a higher conversion rate in their close rate. It led to a lot more clarity between the operations team and a lot more clarity with the acquisitions team as well. So overall, the whole system works a lot smoother, which means that the company operates smoother, leading to a higher grossing MRR, as well as a much more happier system and office environment. I'll put it that way because it matters a lot. So that being said, let's get into how we obtain the lead on the call. I'll show you a little bit of the cold call as much as I can to fit into this short video, and that will be the video there. I will now show you snippets of the call. Very short. You'll hear some qualification and you hear the close for the appointment after. Obviously, every single lead starts off with "I'm not interested in selling," but you'll see how we overcome that. And that is just what ConversaGen does. We build such good callers and scripts and frameworks to get people to raise their hand, as well as the data side to it. And I'm giving you guys a very, very short breakdown of things. There's a lot more behind the scenes, but this is the most important and juiciest part of this case study.
Hey, Iris.
Yes.
Yeah, hi, this is Adam. But I'm actually calling about your property in Brown Street. I'm calling about your property, the one in Brown Street in West Haven.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you've got tons of calls already, but have you ever thought about selling this property?
No, right now. Maybe in the future, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And I've seen that you have owned this property for quite some time now, since 2019. So it's been about 6 years right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so have you done any kind of renovations during that time?
Yeah, this is a daughter. Who is that?
Yeah, are you open to hear an offer for your property?
Are you a realtor?
We're just a firm. We're buying properties and assets all over Connecticut. We've seen the property from the outside and matching all criteria. So that's why I'm calling you today. Maybe we can reach an agreement regarding the price.
Okay, so
What-
what price do you have in mind?
Yeah, I was just confirming with her. It's a three-bedroom. We flip by selling this property since they have owned this property.
They're senior citizens, so they
Senior.
can, they need to like, they can't deal with the house anymore. It's too much for my father.
Yeah, I understand.
No, yeah, so that, we're actually looking to sell it soon.
Understanding. So I really appreciate your time and you answering my questions. Actually, I'm gonna pass everything you shared over to our acquisitions team so they can reach you back on a set time with a specific offer. So if they're gonna call back on Wednesday, like would it be morning or afternoon or in the evening? Wednesday.
Now, we don't do anything online with strangers, so is there gonna be a physical person coming to look at the property? Directly, if they can give me a call directly, because my parents, I'm the one that's handling the house.
So
So I could give you my number.
Wednesday 2:20 p.m. Would it be fine with you?
Yes,
Oh, fine. Thank you, Maggie, for your time. And actually, you're going to receive an appointment confirmation via text. So keep your line open. Wednesday 2:20 p.m. And even if it's not fit, no pressure at all. We'd love to find a way to stay connected with you and help you sell any of your properties for top dollar.
okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
So there you have it. That's an example of the call. Now I want to bring you guys back into the charts and the blueprints. Remember, this lead came in. Our main focus at first is always going to be the investment pipeline. It goes through the ISA lead manager. She qualifies the lead. From there, once it's qualified, then it gets routed into a specific pipeline. Since this is a senior living situation, they can't deal with the property anymore. Maybe the house was renovated. This lead was routed into the brokerage pipeline. Okay. That being said, since this lead was routed to the brokerage, then it goes into the realtor's pipeline that we have set up. And then from there, the realtor goes to that book call, sets the in-person appointment, and then gets the deal closed. As you can see here, this is going to result into an $11,000 commission. And this is just from one caller, one situation. We get about 20 to 25 of these types of leads every single month if the market persists. So all of this being said, this is how we do business. This is how we were able to take an operation that had too much on their plates, systematize it, simplify it, and create results. We have maintained anywhere from a 3% to a 7% conversion rate for our clients. If you are interested in doing the same for your system, please go onto our website, ConversaGen.com. Please book a call. We really look forward to speaking to you no matter what your system pertains to. If you're having issues with managing your acquisitions team, if you're having issues with your pipeline, as you can see, the opportunities and our skill set is very vast, and we are open to working with almost anyone that is sophisticated, has a good idea of what they want to do, and is looking to scale. Scale is the most important thing for us. So appreciate you watching, and until the next one. I'll create more videos to go more in depth into the back end process of things, like the data side. How do we find homeowners that we insure when we call these leads or these records? These are people who are highly intent into selling in the near future, right? As you can tell, we caught someone that was looking to sell right away. Her daughter picked up the phone and said, yeah, we were actually planning to sell because the situation was tough. So the data side of it, we source through financial records, tax returns, 3 credit bureaus that we scan across. There's a lot more that goes into it, as well as the training side. I worked with this client and their team very, very closely. We did a training once a week, and this took a long time to enhance their linguistic skills, teach them the proper script, teach them how to route leads and how to get people to open up. And if you were paying attention during the call, at least the pieces that I played for you guys, there were specific questions and specific ways that we ask questions to get and retain more information out of the seller. And the appointment side to it too, we always push for an appointment, which is something that I see many wholesalers and many teams, they don't properly do. They always say my acquisitions team's going to call you back, but they never really set a concrete appointment as well as follow up on that appointment. which would increase your show up rates. So training, data, the systematic approach to getting these leads, and then also training the lead manager to qualify this lead and understand, should it go to a brokerage, should it go to the personal investment leg, or should it go to the wholesale leg. That whole schematic process and blueprint is very, very crucial. And your lead manager is almost like your point guard in a sense, right? You dish the ball to the point guard, and the point guard chooses, do I go with the center? Which play do we want to run here? And that is how we maximize the ROI from every single lead, right? So if you're a wholesaler, my piece of advice for you is make sure you know a realtor or two. Make sure you take in every single lead that you get. If someone raises their hand and says, yes, I'm planning to sell, that is an opportunity for you. That is how your marketing dollars are going to be maximized as much as possible. So many times I see wholesalers get retail leads and they do nothing with it. Build out a spreadsheet of realtors in different zip codes and get your 25% referral fee, right? You're spending marketing dollars on these engines, outbound or inbound, Google ads, cold calling, whatever the case may be, but maximize on each lead. You just need to understand how to route each lead, as well as your callers need to understand when something's a brokerage lead and when something is a wholesale lead or an ovation or short sale or a divorce lead, and they need to understand how to handle every single type of lead. So that's where ConversaGen comes in and takes that process off of your hands. But yeah, just wanted to shed some light on the fact that this is a short video, that I will be doing a more in-depth breakdown, and that there's a lot more behind the scenes than what you saw. But this was the basis to the system, which I think and I believe will help you kind of get motivated and kind of get more organized when it comes to lead routing, when it comes to how you guys approach your day-to-day lead flow and lead intake. So peace.